What's something you can't unsee once someone points it out? The stormtrooper who bops his head in A New Hope. It was originally an accident, but they kept the scene and even added a sound effect to it. And then it got referenced later on somewhere. Stormtrooper Commander Cody was complaining about it, but I don't remember where. Stormy Cody took every available opportunity to whine about the new armor lol. I just searched it on YouTube, thought I'd save others some time. Thank you kind stranger for making my day. Well, you can't see a thing in that helmet, and that is canon. A dead pixel on a computer screen. Dead pixel or stuck pixel? I had a stuck pixel on mine. Tried one of those pixel flash applications, and it didn't work. I was worried. One single bright red pixel on my monitor. It was really annoying. One day I got curious and just rubbed the stuck pixel. It fixed it. I rubbed the pixel, and it got unstuck. I would have never thought. Now when it happens, I just gently rub my screen and all is well. So you just rubbed it out? I have also just flicked my screen with finger to fix dead pixels couple times. Now you get me looking for any ugh. Also little scratches on your screen. Tom Cruise's middle tooth. In case anyone's wondering, his tooth is aligned perfectly at the middle of his face. Oh geez, thanks for ruining Tom Cruise for us. Oh boy, guessing you don't know about his religion, huh? It's not a religion. It's a cult. Tell that to the eyes. Yeah, there is nothing discernibly different from them, and plenty of other religions. I'm not saying that makes them good, but if you think they are bad, perhaps you should probably consider most, if not all religions bad. Brie Larson translates to cheese theft. Chris Pratt equals Chris Pratt. In Jurassic World, Chris Pratt can be seen feeding a Chris Pratt to a dinosaur. This is a subtle nod to the fact that Chris Pratt's name is Chris Pratt. Mouse rat to be precise. And Don Henley means put on a collarless shirt. Small mess ups in move is a boom microphone that made it into the shot, the shadow of the helicopter that the camera is on, a car in the background of a movie that takes place way before cars existed, etc. I always look at the level of liquid in someone's drink to see if it fluctuates back and forth throughout a scene. The only exception being The Shining, because I'm pretty sure that was done on purpose because Kubrick. Also it was a ghost bar. There are entire videos dedicated to the impossible doorways and staircases in The Shining. Kubrick was definitely creating a sense of unease. Hello my fellow or. I'm a very visual learner and that translates to viewing TV movies. I catch the visual hints, but sometimes miss obvious stuff in dialogue. The faceplates on outlets and light switch covers, if installed by a professional, will have the slots in the screws vertical and aligned. They call it squaring up. If they are not, either it was installed by an amateur or someone took it off to paint or something. I'm a superintendent for a hotel developer and this is one way I judge a good Finnish electrician from a bad, among a few other things. What are the others? Number 5 will shock you. But first click through these 13 advertisements. It's so dust doesn't collect in the screws. The arrow and between the E and the X on the FedEx logo. 2 to 3 years back this was in every video regarding this topic. I swear this is in every reply, which is funny, because there are people out there who have never noticed it. I think I saw it when I was about 7, just standing there in a FedEx post office, waiting for my mom to finish some business. I just googled it. Holy shit. The word mom on the neckline of the Wendy's girl. Well, they put it there on purpose, didn't they? Companies pay thousands or tens of thousands for a clever logo design. Relevant XKCD. Just how many films made the past 15 years or so all use orange and teal as their default color scheme for scenes? Warning, TV tropes link. Every concert I go to now has pink and teal lighting. Country, rock, pop, they all overuse it. Someone's nervous tick during a presentation. It's bad luck for me that has Tourette's. I'm usually okay with people's nervous tics, but when they have a lot of verbal pauses non-words it is really distracting to me. Then I start to count them. The last time I did it the person had 184 non-words in the course of 15 minutes. Yeah, I watched a presentation last night and the lady speaking said every single sentence. It was really distracting. Or just a repetitive anything during a presentation. The principal of the local high school says at this time constantly when presiding over graduations. Every time he steps to the podium he says it, and he does it every time he moves on to another award or subject as he speaks. It's mind-boggling. The phrase is unnecessary and redundant. In movies, where a character has their back to the camera, and what they're saying doesn't sync at all with the movement of their mouth jaw. I'm not sure if I just started noticing this within the past few years or movie studios are getting lazier, but it has become so obvious and takes me right out of the movie show. It's definitely gotten worse, and it annoys me constantly. I also think there's some inside joke with the coffee cups. It really can't just be lack of effort anymore. It's like they are intentionally flinging empty cups around. I don't even watch the person talking anymore. I've noticed it for years now, so it's not all that new, but I do think it's worse now. As someone who's been behind the camera, I've noticed we've just kinda stopped caring about it. Some sort of unique facial head feature of another person. Take ears for example. I was watching baseball the other day and my so pointed out the pitcher's ears seemed to stick straight out. For the rest of the game, all I noticed were his flapping wing ears. Harrison Ford's ear twitches constantly in all of his recent movies. You thank me later. Emergency exit signs in a cinema. Sorry. My local cinema actually turns off the exit signs before the movie starts. Should an emergency arise they are set up to turn on again immediately. Makes the cinema experience greater. Oh no. Lol. Should an emergency happen? That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard. The thing about emergencies is that they're urgent. If people need to evacuate in a hurry you don't want to wait for the guy who's in charge of the emergency exit lights to know about it. Especially the newer green ones. Ever since Batman. Same here. And I count to see how many rows I'd have to pass to get to the exit, in case I need to use feel, not sight, every time. Bodybuilders look like a normal guy coming out of a muscular guy's neck. FR, the head is never as beefy as it should be. Scooby 1961 on YouTube as an example. If you don't also train your neck, it doesn't matter how jacked you are, you'll end up looking like you're playing life with an inverse big head cheat code on. The little damn that Voldemort does at 1:12 in this video when invading Harry's mind in the Order of the Phoenix. That noise combined with his weird dance shimmy have got me cracking up. Don't forget about Nia HH. A lot of horror films use the diary in the background of an ominous scene. It's usually intended for the Mass of the Dead. Link source learned about this in my film music class last term. Technically my answer is here. Sorry. Continuing on the hearing theme, the Wilhelm scream. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw the horrors movie song Answer. This is super interesting to me. I assume because it's public domain, so it's easy to just shuffle in instead of composing an original piece. Have any more like this where a melody keeps getting recycled in film? It was popularized back in the 19th century when Hector Berlioz used it in his Symphonie Fantastique to represent a witch's Sabbath. I guess Hollywood just really attached to that idea once film scores became common. The bear in the Toblerone logo. I mean, that's an intentional logo design. Like the Tostitos logo is two people sharing a bowl of chip dip. You're supposed to see it like that. You just don't, because Toblerone only makes one product, and it's sufficiently recognizable at a distance that you don't need to look at their logo to know what it is, so nobody ever looks at the logo. We are supposed to, yet nobody does. That's why those are both perfect fits for this thread. If you go to the movie theater, there's a little green laser dot on the screen that I think is used to line up the projector with the screen. It's really tiny, but once you notice it, you won't stop looking at it. Or the black oval in the corner when they change out the next roll of film. Dr. Pepper is spelled without a period after drive, which is why it's pronounced Der Pepper. Wait, that makes me question his qualifications. What if his doctorate is just a PhD in something frivolous, rather than an actual medical degree? Lol, looks like a stick figure of someone drowning. Lol, bacon. www.penisland.net, it's a store that sells pens, of course. Now I want to change our firm's pen supplier. Golly, that website's still up. I wonder how much business they get. Pierce Brosnan's long mouth on the cover of the GoldenEye 007 game on N64.